So today I am chatting with Angelina Grilli-Rapetti. I am so excited to talk to you about the Clear Code today. You've had quite a journey, and I was so honored and excited when you found me for the Clear Code and came to join me in the Clear Code. So do you want to share a little bit more about your acne journey prior to finding me, like when you first got acne, what it was like, what you tried, all the things?
Yeah. So I was a little late getting my period.
Okay.
So I was 14, 15, I want to say. And I feel like I had acne prior to that, but it was very like limited. I would get it here and there. And then once I got that, it just seemed to go crazy.
Mhm.
And, you do your typical buy the acne prone stuff in the store and see if it works. Some did, some didn't.
Mhm.
And then what really helped at the time was I was put on birth control because my cycle was happening every other week. And
Yeah.
every week it got more and more intense. I missed
Okay.
a lot of school. I couldn't stand up. I was just silently crying. But at the time, my acne was crazy because my
Mhm.
body was freaking out.
Mhm.
So I went in for the birth control for my period, but also helped my face. And I was on my first one for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. But then my body started to reject it. Switched to another one. Same thing happened. Then they put me in a generic one, and it just that cycle just happened. Like
Kept
every
going.
like year and a half, I would have to switch. My body was just freaking out. So I would have my waves of my skin looked great, got off it or switched, and my body would freak out.
Mhm.
And then I got into fitness in 2016, 2017.
Love it.
And that really did help my skin. So I knew food was helping, but I was still on birth control at the same time. So I was really unsure, was it the fitness, the birth control, the the stuff I'm putting on my face at that time, because I cycled through so many things.
Yeah.
And then I had a day. It's going to be 3 years since I've been off birth control in February, but 3 years ago,
Yeah.
we were about to leave to go out and something fell off the clothing rack and I literally flipped out. I
Those moments where
started,
you're like, I'm losing it and this isn't me,
yeah,
right?
yeah. My
Okay, tell
husband
me.
was just like, okay, but he knew that I was having issues. Like we noticed little things, like I was, as I would call it, I was like bipolar.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were getting. Any
Yeah.
little thing would like set me off, and that freaked him out. He's like, "This isn't you. Like I know who you are." So at that point, I went off it, and then my skin was good for like a year and a half to 2 years,
Okay.
and then it just started again, and I'm like, I thought maybe I was gonna be good,
Yeah.
and it's been a roller coaster. A lot of
Yeah.
emotion, a lot of nitpicking of my face, of my just overall appearance. I'm embracing it. I've just learned, even when I've had bad acne, to just stop wearing makeup because makeup was making it worse.
Mhm.
And I had acne. And I just kind of just accepted it, even though I would beat myself up. I just went through life. We went out as whatever. This is
Normal.
my face. If people are going to look at me, they look at me anyway because I always have some weird colored red hair. And
Which I
I
love.
have, yes, I love it too. I was almost going to change it and I got yelled at. Um, so it's just realizing like the people in my life love me not because of what my skin looks like.
What led you to me? What was kind of like was there a tipping point? Did you know someone? Like, what led you to me?
Mm-hmm. So I know we've had a conversation. I think it was 2013, 2014.
Gosh, that's
Yeah.
wild. That's so wild because it's
Yeah,
2021 right now, for the
I
record.
know. And Megan, who is a
One of my
wonderful client of
clients.
yours,
Yep, yep,
yes,
yep.
where we met through our fitness thing. So it's like all full circle.
Yeah.
Um, I know I had my wedding coming up, and even though my skin wasn't bad at the time, I was just like, let me do something to just make sure it's okay. Like I
Yeah.
knew at that point, like my skin could go either way. So I did go to a seminar because of Megan, and we had a conversation. But then at the time my car had a leak and we had really bad rain.
I remember this.
My car flooded.
Yep, I remember this.
Yeah, so it's just bad timing and everything. And then because of what was been going on the past year and a half, I honestly just prayed. You kept popping up again, and I just kept saying, if this is meant to be, Lord, like, am I supposed to do this program? Are you going to give me the way to it, the fun? And he made the way, and we're here, and I'm so happy I did it. I mean, I wish I did it sooner, but
yeah,
it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
And, you know, timing is everything.
I love that. I can't tell you how many people say, like, I was asking the universe for a sign, or I was looking for a sign, or I was needing help. And then they find me.
I'm very thankful that I met Megan, though.
Yeah.
Very, very thankful.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah. And I guess on that note, like, were you nervous to sign up? Like, what put you at ease to sign up for the Clear Code? What made you feel confident that it would work?
I just felt like at that point, I did everything, and I knew food was going to help, just because from prior of working out and like really sticking to a good diet. But you know, we go through our waves of I got this, and then I don't want to do this. I want to enjoy life, and everyone's going to die one day, so let me enjoy the things of life. But you can still do that with a balance of eating these good foods for you and eating the bag of chips that I love to eat.
Yep. Are chips like your thing, right? Do I remember that?
Yes. Yeah. The one thing I had a really hard time.
Yeah. And like there, you know, so much of the Clear Code is my goal is making it so that you can eat your chips. What do you think on that note has been kind of the biggest mindset shift around acne clearing from even when we first chatted in 2013 to now?
A big mind shift was you can eat these things. Like I know they say if you're thinking about what you're eating, it's a bad mindset. It's an unhealthy relationship with food. And I was actually just thinking about this earlier today, and I was like, I think about what I'm eating because I know what will trigger me. Mm-hmm. So it's not unhealthy. I'm just, okay, I had this pumpkin cream cold brew yesterday. Mm-hmm. It has dairy and sugar, which is my biggest trigger. I'm watching what I'm eating today. Like, I'm currently having a matcha with turmeric. So yes. I'm more aware of what I'm putting in. And like, if I know I have something coming up, like the wedding and stuff, I'm going to enjoy the wedding. Yeah. Like, the mindset on food and what it does to your body is it's nourishing your body. What you're doing to the inside is showing on the outside. And that's just life. You have to look at life that way. Whatever you take in and put out, it's the best thing.
Yeah. I think awareness is so key. And I think, you know, when I first started my acne clearing journey, there was this like big push around, I don't know, like detoxes and being really restrictive. And to be honest, the way I cleared my skin was very restrictive. And that's fine for me. But long term, it's not going to work. I like a good Oreo every now and then. You know what I'm saying? And I want you guys to eat a good Oreo, and I want you to enjoy food and like chicken parm at your in-laws on Sunday night. Like, go for it. Right. So for me, especially over the past few years, I've been really focusing in on finding that balance for you guys and where that balance is so that you can enjoy all of your favorite things and then be, most importantly, empowered with the knowledge about why your skin is responding the way it is to certain things. Mm-hmm. So I love that that's been a big shift for you, that awareness of like, oh, this is going to do this. This is going to do this. Do you feel like you're more in control of your skin?
Yeah, big time. Especially I was using all these products.
Yeah.
I was buying these super expensive things, and now I throw water on my face, some Banny cream, and I go out the door with some sunscreen. Like, to limit from what I was using and thought I needed from watching other people. And like, you need these 8 or 10 step things. And I'm just like, I have like 3 things.
Yeah, totally.
Those are my staple.
Totally.
So it's just like a crazy but awesome realization of less is more.
Yes. I love that. I remember, obviously, I had acne for 15 years, so I can't even tell you how many things I tried. I mean, and it's funny because as I've gotten older, right? Everyone always asks me questions about my skin, right? Or they'll say, like, what do you use for your skin? And honestly, up until probably about 5 years ago, so it's been about 10 years since I cleared my acne, but up until about 5 years ago, if you asked me what I used for my skin, the answer was absolutely nothing because I had felt like I had gone so overboard with physical products my whole life. I didn't want anything on my face. I didn't want to buy anything. I didn't want to go to the aisles. I just wanted to like live free. And so I love simplifying things like that for you guys. It's my favorite thing. Any new client that joins a Clear Code, I'm like, what can we get rid of? What can we take away?
I remember like living at home, I would go food shop with my mom. Like I love food shopping. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And my mom didn't really care. She was just like, if there's something you want, put it in the cart. So I would go down the like skincare aisle, and every week I was getting something new, and I'm putting that on my face. Oh, this didn't work this week, so I'm going to put this on my face. And I'm like, I didn't even give it a chance.
Right.
That could have worked at that time, but it wasn't. So
right.
It's a good lesson in life too.
Yeah. Do you think that's been the biggest shift? Like, what would you say has been the biggest shift since joining the Clear Code when it comes to your acne?
To not worry about it.
Oh, yay! That's the best. To not think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's
been, like,
yeah, please.
I have like, well, the wedding I was supposed to be in got pushed back, so it's postponed. But
did.
I have two. I have two in October that are a week apart, basically. And I'm thankfully not in them. I'm just a guest. And I am thinking about it now because I know there's so many days leading up to have like decent skin. So like minimal makeup, because I don't wear makeup. I'm very laid back. I was a tomboy growing up. Like makeup was a weird part in my life as a like 23-year-old to 26-year-old.
I hate makeup foundation to this day. I hate it.
Yeah. And I used to wear it all the time. Like when me and my husband were dating, I only saw him on weekends because we did distance, and I would always have makeup on.
Yeah.
Now I don't even. Like I don't have makeup on now. That's just who I am, and I just know if I wear that makeup, I'll probably end up with a pimple anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, no makeup for me. I'm hoping to just have that glow, that skin where people are like, what's on your face? And it's just like, it's my skin.
Nothing.
That is the goal.
Yeah. And I know that for me, acne is very lonely, or it was very lonely and isolating. Do you feel like you got the support you needed in the Clear Code? Like, was the community helpful for you? How was that for you?
It was really nice to have a place to go. Even if I didn't post anything, I could search something and find someone saying, oh, I'm going through this. And it's like, okay, it's not just me. These people are going through it too. If I want to put my question out there, I can. Even if I just wanted to have a question, like if you didn't respond, someone in there did. And I hope I did that for someone in there too, because I know I responded to a couple people.
You did.
And I'm so thankful that I still have that community, because we're thinking eventually of, growing a family. And of course, it's on my mind is, what is my body going to do during and after pregnancy?
Yeah.
Is my body going to take a shift in like how everyone else in my family, when they hit 25, their skin cleared up and they don't have any issues? Like, am I finally going to get to that point, or am I going to have 16-year-old skin again?
Right.
So it's nice to still have this community to go back to, even if I'm not as active on it now, but later be like, hey, Jill, help.
Yeah, of 100%. Lifetime access is so key. Most of my clients, most of my clients, I'm going to give you a very broad age range, are between like 22 and 42, let's say. And there's a lot of hormonal shifts that happen. I'd say at least 50% of my clients are mothers, right? So you need support during all of those times. And I love the lifetime access of the Clear Code for that reason. That's why I've created it that way. If you could go back to yourself in 2013 and give yourself some advice about what your skin and or natural acne healing, what would it be? What would you say?
To not get upset over what your skin looks like, because it's a temporary thing in time.
Love it.
You will figure it out. Life is about figuring it out. It's going to be a wild ride and it's a stressful ride, but you will get there and you will find peace in it.
And if anyone's considering healing their acne naturally, but they're like confused or scared or skeptical, what would you say?
Take your quiz.
Yeah, my acne personality quiz.
Mm-hmm. I did that quiz like 50 times.
Yeah. You get like a lot of the same answer every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got the same answer. You want something different, but you got the same. That quiz has been developed over years of working with people, honestly, and just watching patterns of, I mean, we've had tens of thousands of people come through, like the audience, right? I've had thousands of clients at this point, but I mean, tens of thousands of people have taken the quiz, and yeah, it's a well-oiled machine in terms of its responses. People will message me often and be like, I got this, but I don't think it's right. And I'm like, that's right. I know it's right.
Mm-hmm. I was honestly shocked of mine.
Yeah.
I thought mine was hormonal because of where it all was, but it's my blood sugar, which makes so much sense.
now that you know, like now that you understand how they link. Everyone's like, oh, my hormones have nothing to do with my blood sugar. I'm like, oh my God, they're actually like one and the same kind of. They're like deeply linked. So I love that.
My dad's also type 2 diabetic. So I've always gotten blood tests every 6 months, and I've always been on that line of pre-diabetic.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I switched my diet was, or focused more on eating more healthier than what I was growing up on. And it all just comes like full circle as to what's happening in my body and why it's happening. And the torture I went through as a teenager and missing all that school because of my cycle was all food related.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All based on nutrition and so easily adjusted, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy that back then that knowledge wasn't a thing. Like it was take a pill, or go do this treatment or something. And it's just, I try to be as natural as possible with anything these days.
Yeah.
So knowing that my skin is like that, like there's other ways to do things.
Yeah.
So it's just nice that you have a community out here, because there's not many. There really isn't.
I'm so glad to hear that, Angelina. I'm so glad the world, the universe, God sent you to me, and watching your journey has made me so freaking excited. Every week getting your progress report pictures I just get so excited to open them up. So I'm so honored to have you, and thank you for being a part of the Clear Code.
Well, thank you for taking me on and making my skin what it is today, because my next step was accutane.
Yeah.
Because that was my last resort, was let me go take a pill and see what it does. It might work or it might not. So I'm grateful that I stuck to my guns and went with my gut, and God led me to you.
I love it. I love it. That concludes our chat, Angelina.